we highlight like the chads, like the men, like the guys with the abs that drive the nice cars, and like we kind of look at them as like they're the man to be, when they're only like what, like, I mean, you probably know more than I, like such a small percentage of the world, and the rest of us, we're just kind of like me. We're fucked up. We're just trying to get by, trying to get through, and I think a lot of guys relate to that because I'm not trying to be, fucking a Chad. Just, man, I'm one of you guys.
You don't think you're in the Chad category?
I am, but I'm not. Okay, so, like,
not.
I am because I probably have money, because, like, I have, like, a fucking Instagram following, which is super fucking gay. But who I am as a person, fuck no. Fuck no. I'm just a white trash guy who somehow managed not to go to prison.
Yeah, but when people use that term, it's like the term, like the guys that women throw themselves at. And I just can't imagine as a fighter, like I've seen the ring girls, I've seen, you're not going to like, come on.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Come on. Like,
but again.
Be real, come on. I hate it when people come on this show and they're
No, but I'm saying.
Let's not.
But if any woman ever would have thrown themselves at me in the past, that's mostly because it's not who I am.
Yeah, I'm
not at a club fucking dancing, getting bottles.
Yeah, but the same guy can be like it's interesting because men, it's like you guys can be the same person, but you're a Chad. And like I have a friend of mine, and day to day, it's not like he's a Chad, but he was like the lead in a musical, and then all the women there look at him as a Chad. It's same person, right? Yeah. Day to day, he's just like chilling, but then he joins this musical and he has the most like pussy he's ever gotten in his life. Do you know what I mean? It's same guy.
I mean, more stories.
But it's like we're just like put you in the middle of the octagon, front of the room.
The moment you have like a little bit of like fame, it's like no, it's fucking. I mean, if anything,
or even just like because I've talked to the PUA guys, or it's like the popular guy at the bar. Like, we're so dumb, and it completely works.
And what's so shitty? It's like there's so many guys out there that are like great guys.
I know, but there's no morality in dating, right?
Yeah, there's so many guys out there that are great guys. And they work a blue collar job.
There's nice girls that are ugly, right? It's like there's not morality in this, right?
I was talking to a guy, I don't want to say his name, but he was telling me about. I'm gonna tell the story. Just talk about that. He was telling me about like his woman, and she lives in 2 different states, and like she's very like big into her career. And I was telling you, I was like, dude, and he's like, mid-20s. And I was like, you do not want a career-driven woman. Like, you don't want to be with a loser by no means. Like, you don't want to be with a fucking loser. But, like, you do not want a woman that puts your career above all. Like, you're just going to end up, like, you're just going to end up fucking old and miserable. Like, man, what did I do my whole life as my wife went to work? Like, guys, if you could meet a 5 or a 6. Like, you don't have to be hot. You just meet an okay woman that wants to be like a mom and a housewife. Like fucking have at it, guys. Way better off than meeting some like Instagram chick or like some career-driven women. Like the worst thing we've ever did to society was let women fucking work. Worst fucking thing.
And vote, right?
And vote. Fucking worst fucking thing. And then this is where like me and you differ. I blame the men. You guys let this shit happen. You guys
actually, I wanna go through that thought process with you.
Yeah, you guys men let this happen.
So where do you think it's the men's fault? Like what part?
So, see if that guy messed me back about the lost footage. But so it's a man's fault because we always did it to pander to women. Like there was some fucking guy that was like, I'm going to do this to get
Are you
pussy.
talking about the right to work or the right to
everything?
vote?
Well, I mean, you could say the right to work was like World War II. We needed women. But, all right.
So because a lot of times people say these broad statements.
Okay, I will be very specific.
Yeah,
I will be very specific.
Where is it the men's fault?
Capitalism. I'll be very specific.
Okay, capitalism.
Capitalism. The only reason why slavery ended.
Okay.
Oh no, it's like you got to go down the rebel.
Okay,
the only reason why slavery ended is because capitalism was a better means of work. Like capitalism is way better. You give somebody a smaller piece of the pie. Now you don't have to hit him with a fucking whip and fucking house him and feed him.
Right. Okay, but where are the average men? Come on.
So we're going down the rabbit hole.
Okay, fine.
So like after World War II, when we allowed women to work.
Okay.
Like the capitalist society realized that like you could pay people less. You could have 2 people working. You could increase production, increase consumerism.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think it's weak men. I think it's big business is realized that having more workers in the workplace decreases wages and makes more consumerism.
But how is that the average man's fault? Like the average guy had nothing to do with women's right to vote. Nothing.
So the issue with
the women working, right?
But here's the thing about the average man. The average man sucks. And again, guys, I'm one of you. I'm not saying this. I used to be an incel too, my dog. Like I'm one of you guys. The average.
Okay, how do they suck?
Well, I'll tell you why. The average man is in a system that's kind of against them. Like this is why video games are so popular. This is why men want to go play like the Oblivion game.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it's
like, I mean, my brother plays video games. He's a very successful engineer. Like, what's wrong with that?
But it's like
why aren't men allowed to enjoy their hobbies if they don't benefit women or society?
Yeah, but I think it's more. I think they do it more as an escape. Like instead of like they do it more to like. I mean, you gotta think about what is it? You're sitting there for hours, fucking playing a game, leveling up a character in a non-existent world. Like you're so far detached from your own life when you're playing a video game.
Right, but women have social media, and that's kind of the same thing.
No, it's the same
right?
thing.
So,
it's the same thing.
But like you keep saying the average man sucks, but like to me, what I see is a lot of...
the average man is built to fail. The average man, the system is designed to fail.
I think that you can't really say that when the average man allows you to do what you do. I think it's actually kind of elitist. So like half of men work infrastructure jobs, right?
Stop. I am the average man. So when I'm not saying...
you're not.
No, what I'm not saying... What I'm saying...
You've lived a life that like men would dream to live.
Yeah, no, every time I do, like, so I rented a tractor the other day, and I was on that thing for like 8 hours fucking grading dirt. But, I was like, man, this fucking sucks. Let me go in the cage and break my nose.
Right, but you're famous.
But what I'm saying, when I say the average man sucks, I'm the average man. I grew up in society. Society is so stacked against the average man and the average boy. Like it obviously starts with childhood. You have 2 working parents.
Right.
You have a fucking, look at when you walk through a store these days, they just throw this fucking phone at this kid's face and they say, look at the phone. It's like, I feel so bad, the lack of purpose that like the average guy has. Like, I don't even know, like, it's just real.
But why would he have purpose? What's in it for him? What's like, because you have to ask if most men aren't going to get a wife and kids. That's not going to happen for most men.
I mean, yeah, definitely now.
So we have to ask the question, what would be the incentive for a guy to work hard? Like, because you kind of want to cast it as,
I'm saying,
you have to kind of...
But they made it that way. They made it that way to where it's a 2-tier system. To where like, they've made it in a sense...
Who is they?
Corporations, 100%. Capitalism. Capitalism.
Yeah, I know.
Capitalism has ruined the family.
That's really broad.
It's not broad. Capitalism ruined family. Like,
okay.
Every big industry is ruined family.
Okay, but
it's not the government. It's capitalism.
But let's explore that, right? Just because you have a choice to do something, does that mean you have to do it?
They made it virtually impossible for one person that's like whatever you might say, a construction worker to raise a family. They've made it like just financially. They made it. If you look at the cost of housing versus when it was in the 70s.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is like the world is stacked against men.
But women didn't have to work. That was a choice, right? No one put a gun to our head and said we had to go work. Right? That was a choice. No one put a gun to our head and said we had to divorce. That was a choice. And nobody puts a gun to our head and says we can't live in an apartment and have a family. So like I've interviewed.
You're like, this is where you're so one, like you are looking at sex of time where you don't understand that this took 50, 30 years, 100 years of slow manipulation and brainwashing to where like
that's a get out of jail free card. Like when you do marketing, I can't market to you something that you don't want to buy. Right? So like
But let me ask you something.
Okay, would you ever buy OnlyFans?
No.
Would you? Okay, but what if I sent you a marketing? What if I marketed to you OnlyFans?
Stop.
And because I'm making a point. Every time I make a point, this is why my last interview.
You said, "How do you make me buy a product that I don't want to buy?"
Yeah, like a lot of people, especially women, will use the get out of jail free card.
I will tell you.
They'll use the get out of jail free card of brainwashing.
I will tell you how you.
What do you mean you're telling me to stop? This is my show.
Well, I will tell you. No, I will tell you how you buy a product that you don't want to buy.
Okay.
When you're a little kid and somebody hands you a phone or you're watching TV and you see a commercial as a little kid, this is why we all have these catchy jingles in our head, you know, like we could, if any jingle, we would pop in and we would go, you know, we would just like, oh yeah, that's it. From day one, the moment we could look at a fucking TV screen and comprehend, we are being told that we like said products, that we want this and we want this. So it's like,
so?
But it's brainwashing at its finest.
Right. But again, what I think happens is people want to do things. And what happens is they use the media as an excuse of being brainwashed. For example,
but men have a couple driving factors.
Okay.
We want to eat kind of, and we want to fuck.
Correct.
We want to eat and we want to fuck. We want to eat and we want to fuck. That's the only thing men want to fucking do. If you really boil it down, like if you were to take every woman off this fucking planet, we go straight cannibalism. Like I'm gonna fucking pull my gun. I'm not gonna get food. I'm just gonna eat the fucking guy outside. But so everything that we have is marketed us that it's gonna probably increase these odds. Like, hey, you want to get a motorcycle? Bitches like motorcycles. That's why motorcycles are actually on the downturn, because fucking realizing girls don't like fucking motorcycles. You want to buy a nice truck? Hey, fucking bitches like trucks. Bitches like sports cars. Hey, you want a nice house? Hey, you want a cool Apple phone? You got to get a fucking phone.
But that doesn't work on men.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't, because women make 80% of consumer buying decisions. Men are very hard to market to. It's why demonetization was actually very difficult for me, because men do not buy and are not manipulate or quote unquote manipulated.